I support and I encourage the taking down of the British government, the taking down of the United Kingdom government. They are brainwashing children in schools. I've just seen a video by Carl Vernon saying that apparently it's a civic duty to vote. No, it's not. I don't vote. I'm not going to vote for any of these paedophiles. Every one of these people, even down to your local mayors, have some proclivities. They're either paedophiles, they're either communists, Freemasons or Rotary. I have no duty to any society whatsoever. Not British society, not Spanish, not the world society, not any race, religion or any cause. I am an independent person. I don't owe anything to anyone else. And absolutely, especially the British and American states, these are run by child abusers. They are brainwashing children. How dare they tell anyone it's their civic duty to vote? What a load of rubbish. I'm gonna link the video from Carl Vernon in my video in the description. It's just the outrage of it. The outrage. I despise. Right, so in my area, the local head teacher is a member of the Rotary Club. He should be put in prison. In a prison where he should spend the rest of his life in said prison. That is a mafia. They are disgusting. And I want to distinguish. Hating Freemasonry and hating Rotary is not anti-Semitism. I am ethnically Jewish. They make me embarrassed to call myself Jewish. The same way that if you hate the Yakuza, you're not hating Japanese people. No, you're hating a mafia that exists in Japan. If you hate the triads, you don't hate every single Chinese person. No, you hate these corrupt bastards that work secretly for the CCP, pretending to be an independent mafia. If you hate the Italian mafia, you don't hate the Italians. You hate a bunch of dick scum that go around beating people up because they don't pay protection money for their shop. Okay, that's what, it's disgusting. It's just good. I'm tired of watching the British state. For those outside of Britain, if you don't understand what it is, I know a lot of it seems very liberal. They give you free money. No. It's called bread and circus. They give out free fiat money so that people are dependent on the state. It's teaching dependency. The same way that if I want to domesticate a horse or a wild ox, I will feed it slowly. I will leave food out for it. I will move around it. I will move around it with food so that it believes me and food have to be together. Then I will put a fence up. Nothing, just a bit of food nearby. Then I'll put another side of the fence up. Still nothing. Then I'll put one more side of the fence up. And then once the animal, the ox or whatever animal, is 1, 2, 3. Once there's 3 fences around it, you just put the last fence up and you got it corralled. That's what they do with benefits. It's disgusting. And I encourage the outright rebellion against the British state. They mean you harm. It's disgusting. To quote, I think it was Thomas Jefferson or George Washington, I stand against every form of tyranny over the minds of men. Rebellion against the government, resistance to tyranny, is obedience to God. It's a duty. It's a man's duty to fight the government. It's a man's duty to rebel and resist and not just go along with things. It's disgusting. I feel ashamed to be a man. To put it bluntly, I like being a man. I'm not a transgender, but I feel ashamed to be in one because, like going into a pub. In Britain, they've got a very odd culture. They just go, white mate, white. They do like a little nod, white mate. No, I'm not really alright. I live around people that accept communism. I'm not alright. And I mean, men in Britain, they'll fight you over a spilt beer, but they won't fight the police. They won't fight the government. So, I hope there's some men out there. I hope there's some men out there that are willing to do what's right and just yeah. And I know what I'm saying is not really allowed, but okay. Nor is molesting children. But that didn't stop Peter Mandelson going on private jets with the paedophile Jeffrey Epstein. Oh, but that was just one man. Yeah, and Jimmy Savile before that, another big notorious paedophile and child procurer for the royal family. And before that, there was Lord Mountbatten, who was another paedophile. It's a cult, it's a nest of paedophiles. Britain is run by a nest of paedophiles and Satanists. That's what your royal family is. They're not real royalty. They are masquerading. A real king would never allow communism. A real king would encourage every citizen to have their own animals on their land because that makes the nation stronger against an invasion. But instead there are people dependent on dole. Oh, sorry, for those outside Britain, the dole, D-O-L-E, that means free money from the government. And of course, if Britain gets invaded, most people don't know how to farm. The first thing they will do is run to a shop, run to the supermarket, fill up a trolley, fill it up with toilet paper like they did before, fill it up with their Dairy Dunkers, fill it up with their Watsits, and then once they've eaten through that, the first thing they'll do is turn on me, someone that knows how to farm. So yeah, what the British state does is weaponise people, because everyone, so I'm just looking to see how dark it is. I've got to put my birds away because once it gets dark. Because anybody who's dependent on the state by default works for the state. They're an employee of the state. They're dependent on the state. You know, like a prostitute is dependent on the pimp to keep her safe. So that prostitute won't step out of line, right? It's the same concept. But it's sad. It's really sad to see tyranny. And it's sad to see so many people metaphorically kissing the arse of police. These people are traitors. The people in Parliament are compromised paedophiles. They are voting to put up a digital prison so that they can keep snorting cocaine, raping children and getting free money. They are horrible people. They're horrible people. And it is a stack of... Alice in Wonderland shows how it works. It's a stack of cards. Knock the stack down. Knock it down. It's a stack of cards that's entirely reliant on people worshipping the state. I don't worship the state. I don't like the king. I don't like the king. The one thing that I like about the king is that he encourages organic farming. Everything else I don't like about him. He's a creep. The thing that I notice is most of these people in government, whether it's royalty or parliament or whatever, they're people who I wouldn't want to be around, ever. If I was just out and about and I saw a royal family, they're creepy people. They're like, you know, you'd see them and think, no. It's disgusting. So every time it's just, oh my goodness. They're trying to make it as close to hell as they can. If you're wondering what hell is like, it's a place of regret. It's a place of sadness. And through enlightenment, you can release yourself from it in spirit form. But it's a gloomy place. It's where people see the things they never did in their current life, and that's what the government wants. The government, through their actions, they want you to reincarnate. It's deprivation of liberty. Because as far as I'm concerned, I've never really had real freedom. There was a little bit of freedom where there were legal highs, and yeah, you could own a flick knife at home or a knuckle duster, and they've got rid of that. We're prisoners. We're prisoners in our own homes. And it's awful to see people sitting there watching the television contently. You know, it's creepy. I'm sitting here unarmed. I have an ocarina and bash somebody with my ocarina. It's sad, but it's sad, but it's, you know, it's just sad. It's sad. Britain is a communist country. It's pseudo-capitalism. It's capitalism as long as you play into their system. Don't get me wrong, there are lots of really good Brits, and I've done a lot of capitalism with them. And I've loved trading and doing that, I love it, but, you know, it seems to be... The system is trying to get tougher, or trying to appear tougher. Now is when you've got to jailbreak, now is when you've got to resist. As they try to close in, you've got to try and branch out, expand, expansive, like a spirit breathing, expanding into its true form, not constricting into the box, into the cube. You've got to get out of the cube.